Good evening, Simon here, Explosive Action, back with a mid-September DVD Blu-ray update. And excuse my voice, I have a bit of a cold, but we will get through this one as quick as possible. DVD, Blu-ray, and one other thing as well. And first up is the DVDs, and we're starting off with TV series 2 seasons of Dollhouse. This is Joss Whedon's 2000 and, is it 7, 8? Something like that. Can't remember exactly. Sci-fi series that I really quite liked when it was first on, starring Elijah Dushku and all the usual Joss Whedon people turn up. Summer Glau's in it. I thought it was quite an interesting premise of people that are reprogrammed to act as, well, what were they? I guess paid for slaves in a way. Paid for hire, different personalities every other day. And yeah, I thought it was a pretty interesting series anyway. So that's Dollhouse Series 1 and Series 2. Picked these up for the total price of $6 from the Vinnie's store, and that is pretty good, so I'm happy with that. Next up, Canton Godfather, another Hong Kong Legends off my list. This one with Jackie Chan. I think it's meant to be more of an action comedy. I haven't actually checked this one out yet, but this is the reissue through Magna Pacific. There's a different cover one from Universal that's very hard to find, but I'm happy with this one. So there's only a couple more HKLs that I'm aware of from Australia that I still need, so that's good. Getting there on that series. Apollo 18. I was looking forward to this when it came out, and then it got rubbished on by every single person on the planet, so I sort of just tuned out, basically, which was a bit silly of me. I haven't watched it yet, but I've got a feeling that I'm actually going to like it still, and it cost me $1. It was brand new, so I'm sure I will get at least $1 value out of Apollo 18. It's creatures on the moon. I mean, I'm sure it's got to be something good about it. And the next one is Preservation. This one's from Glass Doll Films. And they typically do Blu-ray releases, so this was strange to go near DVD, but haven't checked it out yet. Cost me another $1, which was pretty good. And it's basically reads to me as being like Hunter's Blood, sort of that kind of film. So yeah, hopefully that's quite good. Preservation. I have high hopes. There's a movie that I missed entirely when it came out. This is Free Jack. And it's got Emilio Estevez and Mike Jagger and Anthony Hopkins, as it says. Quite the cast. From, when are we? We've got to be 90s, 92. That sounds about right. Again, I found this one for $1. It was practically mint. This local DVD is pretty hard to find, as I've learnt. So, yeah, happy to pick this one up. I do like the original DVDs. They're just so fat. Like, this thing weighs a ton. I don't know why. It's just this case. The early Amarays were just magnificent cases. Anyway, so that's Free Jack. Next one, Die Screaming Marianne. Pete Walker film. I've not seen this one before, and it's just another umbrella that I didn't have, so that's good. I was a big fan of Walker's Frightmare, but I've not seen this one, so see how we go on that film. Now, the next one, Trail of Blood. I know very little about this. The next few are all from a shop in the city called Lawson's. And somebody seemed to have dumped their entire horror collection there. And myself and many others have ravaged that collection. And they were all outstandingly priced. So, anywho, this looks like a cheap little slasher. But I saw the Joe Dante Presents. So that's interesting. Trail of Blood, see how we go on that one. This was a lucky find. Pig, Underground Cinema. This is an older release, number 1135 of 1334. It's only a 23-minute long short film from 98, but it certainly looks pretty dark and messed up. I had heard of it, but had never really looked into it. Shorts are not typically anything I go after, but this was sitting there, and then I looked up its value, and it's certainly not an easy one to obtain, so happy to pick this up and give it a go. It gets a cool booklet inside with a really nice poster on it. That's really cool. So, yep, be checking out Pig shortly. Won't take very much long to watch that, about as long as this video, probably. Dentist 2. Man, that's a scary cover. I picked up The Dentist, the first film, in my very first bulk lot of DVDs I got from Amazon back in like 1999. And I remember seeing this there and I thought, yeah, look, if I like the first one, I'll pick up the second one. Here we are in 2017, I'm finally getting around to it because I did like the first one, so we'll see how The Dentist 2 goes. Next up, Haunting at Foster Cabin. Now, do not know what to expect here. From this point on, it got fairly cheap. The product that I was picking up from Lawson's, they were all pretty indie horror films, but I was willing to give them a go for the price. And this one sounded okay. Remote Cabin, yada yada yada. I'll give that one a go. Mortuary Massacre. This one was pretty awesome. The guy with the that's just a fantastic instrument of death on the cover. I don't think I've seen that used before. But it's yes, the Wild Eye seal of disapproval. See how we go with that. It certainly at least looks like it's going to be gory. So let's hope for the best. Secret Santa, which has a really cool cover, I've got to say. Really cool cover. Another Wild Eye. Another Santa-themed slasher. Hopefully it's good. This one was very good. I have watched this one. Knucklebones. The Man Extra, the Mutilator, got me onto this film. And, yep, very happy to pick this one up. And I enjoyed it immensely. This was a lot of fun. It doesn't have any right to be. Like, it's a pretty, you know, cheap-made film. But the gore is good. It's pretty funny. The killer, who is pictured here, has some pretty funny, in a nail gun massacre style one-liners, and it's just, you know, your usual 80 minutes of seeing teens getting knocked off one by one. But it was done well, I thought, and it was done with a bit of passion. So, Knucklebones, I recommend that. This is a DVD-R actually, which is annoying. It tells you that there is a Blu-ray as well, and it is a BDR. So that's annoying. If you want a press disc, you are currently out of luck. And the last DVD set, I kept going with the Godzilla Eastern Eye series in these big fat boxes. Yes, I can get all these on Blu-ray now, but Eastern Eye put a lot of effort into these prints when these came out about 10 years ago now, I think. Maybe even more. And yeah, they're just really great. And these sets have come down in price. And this is the early 90s era of Godzilla. So I'm happy to add this one to the collection. And next up is the Blu-rays, only a small bundle here. Picked up very cheap from Cash Converters, the JB Hi-Fi exclusive from a few years back, Robert Rodriguez collection, Machete, Once Upon a Time in Mexico, Desperado, and El Mariachi. Already have Machete, of course, but I've never seen the other three films. It has just not happened. I've heard that El Mariachi and Desperado are actually quite good, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico, yeah, a bit meh, but it was definitely worth it for the price I paid, which was not much at all. I paid about $15 for this Blu-ray set, and you get, if I can open it, you get the usual double disc, which is available separately. Of those two, you get Once Upon a Time and you get Machete separately. So it's a nice little set, and as I said, it was exclusive to JB Hi-Fi. It came out about the time of Machete, and then quickly went out of print. So I was happy to pick this one up. Finally checked those films out. Got this one for a princely sum, a cheap sum anyway, of a tenner, which I was happy with. Mimic, the director's cut, Mimic 2 and Mimic 3, all in nice HD Blu-ray. This is traditionally a fairly cheap set anyway, but it was one of those ones that was like, couldn't be bothered importing it. If it lands in my lap one day, then that's cool, and well, it did, so here we are. I can upgrade my crappy DVDs of 2 and 3 to a nice Blu-ray set, so that's nice. And yep, 2 discs there, Mimic, and then 2 and 3 on the 1 disc, which is fine by me, so that's awesome. Romper Stomper, one of the one of the greatest Australian films, to be honest. I really enjoyed this when it first came out. Have watched it many times. Of course, it's quite divisive, and it's not exactly pleasant viewing, but it's certainly an interesting look at a subculture. And this was definitely Russell Crowe's breakout film. He's a mean bastard in this one. So yeah, not for everybody, but nice little HD upgrade for me on that one. Ghost Keeper, new one from Code Red via Diabolic DVD. Another DVD upgrade of this Canadian film. Bit of Canucksploitation. Enjoyed this one when I watched the DVD. I've only ever watched it once, and here I am upgrading already. And that's what we do. Awesome though, Soul Survivor. Finally a upgrade on this one. One of the earliest Code Red DVDs. Now on Blu-ray as well. The film that Final Destination really wanted to be. And, well, this did it at least 15 years earlier, so that's a good thing. Maybe even 20 years? Not entirely sure. Certainly a fair whack of time before. And that's Soul Survivor, so that's awesome. And the last Blu-ray. I was so happy to finally get it. Took a bit of time to get to me, this one. The Dorado Films online edition only of Special Cop in Action, Weapons of Death, and the bonus film, The Counselor. Again, the good mate Extra, the Mutilator, has been telling me a lot about particularly these first two films, and particularly Weapons of Death. And I'm looking forward to expanding my Eurocrime horizons with a bit of Merly. I got number 109 of 650, which matches the ordering number that we got on the email. And yeah, so that's an awesome addition there. That little clip thing on the side, which annoys me when I'm doing this stuff one-handed. Come on, come on. There we go. Right. And there's the double featured disc. There's a DVD under there. You get a nice booklet on Eurocrime. And there's a little poster, I think. So, yeah, all in all, a nice little set. And last but certainly not least is the LaserDisc of the update. This is a brand new and sealed, though I have opened it to test it out. LaserDisc of John Woo's Just Heroes, widescreen PAL LaserDisc. You don't see too many PAL discs really. Quite a late LD in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it references Broken Tomorrow on the front here. Sorry, Broken Arrow on the front. Get a nice look at the back there. So I've tracked it on for a few minutes to check out the quality, and it was very, very good. Basically DVD quality, which you do get with the PAL LaserDisc, the extra resolution. The sound was really good. Proper digital audio, really good sound. And yeah, well, David Chang, Danny Lee, with EP from Chang Che, produced by Sue Hark and directed by the legendary John Woo. This is a action bonanza waiting for me. In the 3 minutes that I watched to check the quality, there was at least 50 gunshots. It was amazing. And not just your kiddie gunshots, your proper John Woo in the front, out the back. Just amazing. So I really look forward to checking out Just Heroes. There is a Japanese, I think it was, Chinese VHS. Not sure what other options there are, but this one definitely came to me at the right price and at the right time. Shipped from the UK for $35. I was pretty happy with that. Brand new, as I said. Just had to slip the side here to get it out. So that's Just Heroes. I believe it's uncut, which is the main thing. Certainly didn't look cut from the opening scene I watched. And yeah, that's the end of this update. Woo! See you next time.